Hi, thanks for watching me. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Patricia Bikini, your host, and I am also known as Lara Roxx, and my real name is Pascal. It's so funny how names are names. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about tonight. Thanks for joining. I wanted to explain what happened, like in details, 2 years ago, where I went, and how this all happened. And I am going to do just that right now tonight. It all starts in 2004. I'm starting to do porn. I come across this character, TT Boy, offended by women who show some self-respect. Circumstance happens, shit happens between me and him, like real life events that we could go back to. He decides he's gonna hurt me where it's gonna hurt the most. And so this guy knows for sure two things about me, because he had me interviewed and had somebody ask me that. It's his cameraman who works for him physically in real life. I don't believe in demons or like conspiracy theories, okay? If I say some dude tried to murder me, it's because some dude tried to murder me. And yes, I am accusing Philip Rivera from Slate Angels in fucking California somewhere. This guy knew two things for sure about me. He knew I didn't want to catch HIV. He knew I wanted to be famous. And he knew if I caught HIV, I'd kill myself. That's what this guy knew about me. Because that's what I knew about myself then. And I didn't see any harm in those questions at the time, so I just answered them as honestly as I could. And obviously there was an ulterior motive, and here we are. So for 14 years, I was dealing with PTSD because this guy managed to send a press release for the famous part, and he managed somehow for the HIV part through his actor he had previously infected and whatnot. Like, who knows what goes on in the psychopath's head, except for a fucking psychopath, right? This is in 2004. A lot of stuff happens which slowly begins to wake me up. Like Mia's film, I guess, was like probably the first little kick. Mia's friendship also, then rehab, then like not having to deal with mental facilities after like I went to rehab. Like seemingly not having any mental issues anymore. I was truly dealing with PTSD this whole time. I was traumatized. At 21, 1 month after, I tell this man, if I catch HIV, I kill myself. And what I want most of the world in the world is become famous, like for my imagination, like my creativity. This guy makes me famous for not that, but almost that. Like, I invented Lara Roxx. I created her from scratch. I brainstormed to, like, it was a meeting I had with myself in my head. What powerful woman do I look up to? Okay, so I was a gamer, Tomb Raider, Lara Croft. So, okay, and then came Lara Cox, and then I was like, oh no, I don't want to be Lara Cox, that's too raunchy. Already had started with Lara Cox, but I was like, what do people like to buy with money? Why do I want to do porn? Money. Okay, so what do people want to buy with money? Rocks, diamond rocks, ruby rocks, sapphire rocks, Lara Roxx. So I was like, okay, I'm set. Going to Cali, make it, like, all I wanted was a fucking Acura and a condo and like a camera video and some toys, you know, like latest computer. What do we all want? Anyway, and this porn business like was never meant to be how I became known to the world. I was supposed to be like fucking discovered like Hamilton or or like anyone that didn't do porn. Like, anyway, I was embarrassed about it for a long time. And in 2015, when I got on Periscope as Patricia Bikini, I didn't want anyone to know I was Lara Roxx. I chose the name Patricia Bikini because, again, I love Chris de Burgh, Patricia the stripper. I was a stripper for a long time. Bikinis are not nudity. It's PG rated and they're fun. Who doesn't love bikinis? And so Patricia Bikini, I wanted to have fun on the internet. Like, I wanted to create somewhere, some place where I could have fun without being constantly reminded that I was HIV positive and I once made a bad decision when I was practically a kid, 21 years old. So I went and did that, and 3 years later, now 2018, I don't want to hide Lara Roxx anymore. I feel like I should own that bitch because not every starving, wanting to be recognized for their creativity artist has a Lara Roxx in their back pocket they can use. But I do. So I'm gonna use her. I'm gonna abuse the shit out of her because TT Boy gave me her. And also, about that, yes, this time I will use editing skills. We're now in 2018, and I don't want to hide Lara Roxx from the people who love Patricia Bikini anymore. And so I can't remember exactly in what chronological order it happened, but I had been slowly waking up from my PTSD all those years, and March for Our Lives was really important, like, in that whole process. It happened on the day of my father's birthday, the day I got infected. this man is a real psycho. Like, he calculated every fucking detail. He knew exactly what he was doing to me. TT boy, yes, you. And it really came and touched me in my heart. Like, I had been cold-hearted for a long time, and not cold-hearted, like, I had been so far retracted within myself. I couldn't really feel. Like, when I saw Luca Roccamoniota's video on the internet that went viral, and everybody shared with everybody, of killing his Asian boyfriend and feeding it to the puppy dogs. The only point I got offended by this video is when he was feeding it to the puppy dogs. Before that, I didn't give a fine fuck what he did to that guy. Is that normal? No, it isn't normal. And so in 2018, I came to that breaking point where I couldn't live that lie anymore. I couldn't live in shame anymore of being who I am and being like who I was branded to be. And I'm rebranding myself. I'm rebranding what it means to be Lara Roxx. And this is why the film idea came about. And so that night when I came down in tears to my Periscope viewers, and there was only maybe like 30, 40 people in the room, they were all like, oh, we love you, P. Like, they all call me P. Coincidentally, my real name also starts with a P, so it's convenient. And like, some of them had no idea, some of them knew all along, they were just respectful. It was just a beautiful moment for me, and then I felt an emergency to act. I started working on this film script, and I started posting a bunch of stuff to my Facebook, which I never do, like, because I'm not big on Facebook. And because I was trying to get my people interested in what I'm doing, and this guy from my past got interested in what I'm doing, but this guy is like from a distant past, from like when I was 17 years old, just becoming a stripper, going into agencies. He was an accountant for that agency, and agencies who would book me into strip clubs, I'm sorry. So this man had a huge crush on me, and at a time where like I couldn't see the beautiful person I am, he saw me, and he had the biggest crush on me till this day. And he doesn't think he did anything wrong, and like, really, he didn't. I can't blame him. I could only blame myself for this situation where after 8 years of only maybe possibly smoking weed and drinking a bit of wine here and there, I took an ecstasy he offered me. So that's what happened. He contacted me through Facebook. I ended up inviting him here, and he was like, wow, this is really cute. You're like really like on the up and up, good for you. And like, I had my friend from down the hall come in here, and this girl's a real party animal. She's like, so like full on sex industry and full on party animal. And she hears the word ecstasy and she wants some, but I haven't done any like thing else than like mild like weed and alcohol, which allows you to sleep and eat and doesn't drive you insane because you don't sleep for like 6 days, you know? So they're both like, oh, come on, you're a party pooper. And then, oh, come on, do it with us, do it with us. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fine. It's going to be all right. Yeah. And then I'm like, am I going to be like really super high? And then like they go, no, because they're used to doing pills all the time. But I haven't done any pills in like over 10 years. Last thing I was addicted to was crack, and that was for 1 year. And that was in 2010. And when I went to rehab at the end of 2010 and I came out in 2011, I came out clean, and like I said, only smoked marijuana and drank alcohol. And not on a like super regular basis either. And so what I mean to say by that is the ecstasy triggered when it bum rushed, like it speeded up drastically my recovery from PTSD. I didn't have PTSD anymore. Like the fact that I wasn't clear on what happened in 2004, that was all gone. TT boy had tried to murder me. This motherfucker had to pay. And I couldn't have him pay in some gangster way. I needed to have him pay through like the right channels. The channels that are there available to me for free. The law, whatever. So, but yeah, I went into psychosis because like, just like realizing I wasted 14 years of my life, and that this man could have hated me this much. He would have wanted to murder me. That was all just too much. Like, I needed it to soak in. And I actually ended up going to the hospital, and they ended up releasing me because after 72 hours, because like I wasn't a danger to anyone or myself, and I wanted to take care of my cat. I was worried about my cat not having any food. And I was unaware of like the situation, as if my parents were involved. Like my mom and stepdad weren't talking to me, and that's what aggravated me and made me leave him death threats that I didn't leave him death threats. I want to get back on that. They weren't death threats. That's not what I left him. I was letting him know how angry I was that he came into my home while I was trying to sleep and recover from this psychosis to tell me, A, that I'm bipolar like him. Where'd you go get that? B, that I need to get up from my bed I'm sleeping in, get dressed, because we're going to the hospital right the fuck now. I'm like, bro, you just intruded. You're breaking in my house, and no, get out. I'll call you when I get up. We'll go to the hospital. Whatever, maybe it didn't come out that way, but that's what I was like, okay, bye. Like, so when we get to the door, this man has the bright idea to grab me by my tank top I was in. He grabbed me by my tank top. I wasn't wearing a bra. I was in my underwear. Remember, I was sleeping. Pushed me into the hall. And so, like, I'm all confused. I'm in the hall. I'm a bit, like, try to get back in my house. This man pushes me back into the hall. I see, like, a blue mask coming towards me. I turn around. Oh, the cops. I'm like, oh, all I said is, I'm HIV positive. And they put a fucking mask on my head. Like, I didn't say I'm gonna spit on you or I'm HIV positive. They put a fucking thing on my head. Like, let it sink in. Please. Just, I'm real sorry this went down this way, but this person who did this to me, who in the end, it all turned out fine, but this person used to be, in my heart, a family member, and now he's a human being like the rest of us. He's part of the us, but he's not on my personal team. Anyway. And he never will be. And he's an individual I won't mention in name because I don't know. I don't care. I'm gonna cut this. Obviously, this is not gonna be in the video. What else? Oh, so yeah. So, in the end, it turned out for the best because I was like, in 2018, I had in my head, like, I was everywhere at once. I had 14 years of catching up to do. If anybody remembers my last Instagram post before I got arrested, I just went to the grocery stores and bought all my favorite shit with my last $200. Because I was like, I need food for thoughts. Like, but then that was my last $200. Like, what was I gonna do? But again, I wasn't that wrong. But those 2 years where I had nothing to do but to like bite my nails and be like, oh, those motherfuckers are going to pay. Those 2 years, I had time to sit down and write a fucking plan. So now I'm a girl with a plan. And here we are, back at square one, some would say, but I'm gonna say jumping 200 leaps forward. And this is where we are. Patricia, aka Lara, birth name Pascal Andre, 66 million.0 version. There you go. I'm like the best I have ever been, and I only I'm keeping it up by becoming even better. So I love you for subscribing to my channel, going to the About section, following my every social media, going on my Patreon and becoming one of my $1 US a month patron. All access VIP, there's only one tier. All you need is $1 a month to get all access to all the perks to my channel. Love y'all. Peace. And mic drop. Stay cool. One love. One world. One PC. One species.